Okay, in this video we're going to talk about methods in Ruby and how we can define methods and call those methods, send parameters to those methods, or define default parameters in our methods. So let's go back to what we did in our last section. Actually, we started to create the players and to give the health value of our players. However, we noticed that we have been repeating the code over and over and over. So somehow, if you look at the code, we define the first player, we give a health number value, then we print it out, we repeat it for the second player, the third player, fourth player. How about if you want to define a new player? So this is like we can notice immediately that there is a repetition. So we need to be consistent. We need to have a way that we create our program that we can always find a way in our code to be somehow lined out in a very consistent way, and there is no repetition in our codes. So also, if you want to make a change in your code now, you have to go and make changes in many different places. This is another problem. And this is what is known as a principle, the dry principle. Don't repeat yourself. So technically, whenever you see there is a repetition, the first hint should be go ahead and create a method. So now I will work on our movies, and you will work on your players at the end of this lecture, and you will be able to create methods and learn how to call those methods. Okay, so before methods, I went ahead and I created a title, I gave a rank, and I printed out the title with capitalized first letter, and then I said the rank of the first movie is 10, the second one is the same. So as you can see, there is a repetition also in my code. So what is the solution? So let me go and open our TextMate. Okay, and let me summarize this one a little bit. So I am going to start over from the beginning and show you in details how we can create a method. So creating a method is very easy in Ruby. All what you have to do is to define your method by writing def in front of it. Let's say here movie listing maybe, and I'm gonna put, let's say, just starting here movie, and let's say in this case I have my favorite movie, Goonies. Okay, to end the method you have to say end. Okay, so this is the definition of my method. How can I call my method? Just by listing the name of my method, which is movie listing. Now, if I run this code, as you can see, I can print out my movie. Now, this is not really a smart solution because all what I did here is for one movie. So if I, for example, repeat this, call this method 3 times, you can see I can have the same movie printed 3 times. Somehow we are getting there, but this is the beginning so far. So how can I return some kind of a value from the method that is going to be variant? And I have to mention here, you don't have to be explicitly write return to get the value, because technically Ruby, what it does, the last value evaluated in your method will be the return value. So just to mention here, if I put anything like a number here, so the return value in that case would be 10. Okay, so be careful of that one. And explicitly I can take off the put now here, and I can just write the result of the return value of my method. So I'm calling my method and I am printing out the return value. And let me take off the return just to show you what that means. Okay, so I'm getting movie is Goonie because what I did here, I'm just calling my method and I am printing out the result. What is the result of my method? The last expression was evaluated, in this case is a string. So if I put 10 here, you will see now a totally different result. This is the 10, the last value or expression was evaluated inside the method. Now if you want to use the return also, you could, but you don't have to, you get the same result. So again, it's the last value evaluated in your method is a return value. So what else we have to change here to make our program more global? So let me first try to pass my title in the parameters. In this way, I am not stuck to one result. So I can pass parameters: the first title, Goonies; the second title may be the Ghostbusters; the third title of my movie would be the Goldfinger, whatever it is. So let me try it. So I'm gonna pass a value which is Goonies to my method, and here I'm saying to my method that I am gonna have a title. So instead of, I'm gonna take off the return, as I said we don't need it, and instead of printing Goonies explicitly, I'm gonna say I have parameters here and it has a value title. So let us try it and see if it's gonna work. Sure enough, it worked fine. So now I can repeat this one for each movie I'm interested in. So instead of Goonies, now I have Ghostbusters. And instead of Goonies, I have the Goldfinger. Okay, so let us try. Sure enough, we got it all right. So now we managed to print all our movies names explicitly by using just one function. Very easy. Now, you don't have to pass a parameter. You might name a new local variable, like a title equal to Goldfinger, and instead of passing explicitly the parameter, I would say a title, just to show you what the meaning of. So we'll get the same result of passing parameters. So the A title, which has a value Goldfingers, will be called, and we'll substitute the title, and the title will be printed. How about if I want to capitalize? So sure enough, I was able to capitalize the first letter in my movie. So as we said before, anything that you know about the variables and the methods that associated with reverse, the length, the left justification, whatever we learned so far applies inside the methods. What else? So also I have to mention, when we were using our movies, we were talking about ranking. So how about passing also the ranking as another parameters? So let's say Goonie, I give it a rank of 10, and my second movie, I give it a rank of 9. So now I will define a new parameter named rank, and next we'll say has a rank of, and this is a variable, so I have to use a hash, and this is the rank. Okay, so let me run. As you can see, I was able to print Goonies has a rank 10 and Ghostbusters has a rank 9. However, I got an error message because I didn't give the last video a parameters. So how can I solve the problem? Maybe I don't want to pass the parameters and I want to have a default value. This is what is named a default parameters. The default parameters, you give a default value to any parameters. In this case, I'm gonna give it 0. So if you don't pass the parameters, we will get the value 0. However, if you pass a parameter, will be substituted by that value. So let me run. Sure enough, I got now 10.9. I didn't get an error, and the last movie was given the value of the default 0. Okay, so somehow we were able to manage most of the stuff that we were experiencing with. Now also we can play with the value. Let's say I didn't mention at all the ranking here, and I'm gonna consider the length of the movie is the ranking. The longer the movie is, the more ranks it has. So rank here will have the title, I would say, dot links. Okay, let me see what's gonna happen here. Okay. Yes, okay. So let me run. So here Goonies has 7 letters, it took the rank 7. Ghostbuster has a 12, so it took the 12, and Goldfinger took 10. So this is another way just to remember that we can manipulate our strings. So I'm gonna take off this. I don't like it because Goonie got less ranking than the Ghostbuster. And I'm gonna keep it with 0, let's say, the default value. Yeah, this is much better. Okay, so let me go a little bit to summarize what we did so far. So if you go to your slides, okay, as you can see, we can say that we can call a method without passing parameters, like a welcome method, and it has a value of howdy. Now the second one, I can pass one parameters and I can use that parameters. Now on the other hand, this is required because it doesn't have a default value. However, if I have a default value as a partner, for example, so howdy partner, it will be the default value. If I pass different value, we'll take the different value. Here I'm showing you how I can pass 2 parameters to my function, and I can use them, and here explicitly I should pass those parameters. I think it's clear enough now how we managed to change our methods, and as you can see, we did a lot of changes in our methods. Let me add one more thing. Let me use another value, which is the day of the ranking of that movie is based on the day of today, for example. Let's put it in this way. Like today was the ranking of my movie equal to 10, for example. So let me define the weekdays, and this can be done by the function that we used before. So let me use current time. As you remember, we use the class time, and we use the method new. So I'm defining the time. From the time, there is a very popular method that will give me the day. So today equal to current time, and I'm gonna call this method named string formatting time, and I'm passing as parameters the %a. This is a method that's gonna return for me the weekday, the day of the week. So I'm gonna use this one and I'm gonna add it here. So this movie has this ranking as of today. That's the whole difference I made it. So let me run it and show you what I'm talking about. Okay, still we have something we didn't change over here. Okay, this is the time, and this is the time in new. And today, yeah, I have to actually mention the hash, because this is a variable that I want to pass. And what else? This is the current time, and here. Okay, so let me, as you can see, today is Saturday, so the movie Goonie has a ranking of 10 as of Saturday. Okay, that's good. Let me take off movie because it's explicitly known why I'm talking about movies, so I really don't have to put it. Okay, Goonies has a rank of 10 as of Saturday. Now, what else I can do? Actually, since I am repeating that value and it specifically is separated from the function of that movie, is not related to the movie ranking, and it's something related to time and day, let me define a new method. So we are learning now how to define another method. So I'm going to cut this code and define it to completely new method, and I'm going to define this method of today or weekday. Okay, and I'm going to pass whatever we did before, exactly the same, and I'm going to end this method. Now, how can I call the weekday? So instead of having now today, I'm going to call weekday as a method. Either you can do it as following. You will say today, if it's equal to weekday, and let us run it. We have it. It's working fine. Or actually, you don't have to use a variable, a local variable, and to save that variable in it. So I can directly call the method. Very easy way. Now I would like to mention something else. As you can see, those parameters, current time and today, if I use them outside of that method, let's say today, and I am running my code, you will get an error message because we'll say undefined local variable or method today, because today is not recognizable in the body of your main program. Only today is recognizable inside your method that is named weekday. Okay, the same here. Anything you define inside this method will be only recognized and available for you inside the method. So far we were able to create two methods. We were able to call those methods and to have a very good organization on our program. So what else that we can cover? Let's say that this rearranging needs more commenting or more explicit way of defining your output. Like, let's say I didn't like this output. I would like to put the Saturday at the beginning of my print. You will see how easy it is now. Since you are using methods, I'm gonna just cut this from the beginning, and I will say on that specific weekday this movie has a rank of. And you will see now this change, simple change, changed the three outputs that I have. So change one time, one place affect the print of the three places in your program. And that's the beauty of using methods. And now your turn. What you have to do, you have to go ahead and look at your exercise and how you can change the method of your players to look better, like I did in my movies, and to start navigating with parameters, with methods, with calling methods, with passing parameters to your methods. And the next video would be much important, that we're gonna mix classes with methods, which is the most important idea of object-oriented programming. So see you in the next lecture or next video.